This is the Dodgers POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Dodgers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up? Hello and welcome to the Locked On Dodgers POSTCAST on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel. We thank you for making us your first listen here at Locked On Dodgers and the number one sports podcasting network. Let's try that again. Thank you for making the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel your first listen and the number one sports podcasting network around. There you go. Second time was much better than the first. I am Pete Fox, covering sports in LA, dating back to 2007 for ESPN LA and NBC Sports Radio. My third year here on Locked On Dodgers POSTCAST. Well, that was a lot of fun. A lot more fun than what we saw, prior to the last four games. So I think the Dodgers have found a little bit of rhythm, found the offense. Is it safe to say Ohtani's back? We'll get into that here in just a little bit. We'll also talk about crazy sixth inning, and we'll spend a little bit of time on the netting. Not nearly as much as Steven Nelson and Oral Hershiser did. God, they wouldn't stop with the net discussion. It went on for like 2 innings. All right, we get it. The ball went into the net. It's not something you've ever seen before. Okay, enough. Move on. Tonight's episode brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. Before we get to the player of the game, which I think is fairly obvious, we need to get to the X Factor.
It's time to reveal who made the biggest under-the-radar impact with today's X Factor.
This one's easy for me. Dalton Rushing coming in the ninth inning and grounding into a double play to mercifully end that inning and get the Dodgers in the dugout so they can go out and finish off that bloodbath. I'm just like, please, why don't you just stop trying to score runs? You have enough. We're good. It's 50-2, and they've got a position player on the mound. Why are you still trying to get RBI? It's ridiculous. Calm down. So thank you, Dalton Rushing, for coming in as a pinch hitter off the bench and weakly grounding into a comeback double play to end that ninth inning. Holy cow. I thought it was never going to be over. Sadly, they don't have a mercy rule in baseball like they do in youth sports in college. But player of the game, pretty obvious tonight.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Yes, indeed. Shohei Ohtani. For all of you that think I'm a hater and that I throw shade at Shohei Ohtani, hey, I call it like I see it. It is what it is, and he had a hell of a game tonight. 2 for 4, a triple that turned into a little league home run, if you will, because there was an error there. So triple and an error, scoring as part of that wacky, weird sixth inning. 5 RBI because he had another very similar hit in the 8th inning where he laced one to right field, clearing the bases after the game was pretty much, I guess we could safely say that at 11 or 12-2, it was over, but it was still a nice piece of hitting from Shohei there in the, that was the top of the 9th, not the 8th. Reached out and grabbed one and just scorched it down the line there. It was kind of a weird swing of the bat because he lost balance on his front foot and kind of stumbled as he was coming out of the box, but just laced it down the line there. Nice piece of hitting there. So it looks like he's definitely finding his rhythm again and not swinging at bad pitches as much. And he has a much better approach. And I really appreciated the comment from David Vassegh, who was in the dugout tonight on the TV broadcast before the game started. He commented the Dodgers are feeling good about the way the offense is trending because they personally have commented and feel like they're having more competitive at-bats, which I love to hear because that has been my complaint and my issue through that 4-game losing streak when they split with the Giants, that it wasn't about the losing as much as it was about the lack of effort and the non-competitive approaches in the box. They just weren't up there grinding and making life hard on the opposition, the opposing pitchers rather. So much more of that now. And granted, listen, the Angels are garbage. They've been garbage for a long time. I used to be an Angels fan. I'm not anymore. A long time ago, I grew up in Palm Springs where the Angels used to do spring training. My mom was a huge Angels fan. At some point in time over the last 10 years, roughly, she got fed up too, and then kind of pushed all of her eggs to the Dodger basket. But yeah, I was totally blown away and surprised to hear that the Angels have not had a winning season. They have not finished over 500 in 11 years. The last time, 2015. It is shocking, but not really all that surprising when you have that management there. They keep firing their manager as if that's going to change, and act like Mike Trout is going to be the savior. He's just getting older, and it really is sad and unfortunate to see his career just go down the drain, just be completely wasted. He's been in one postseason series, never won a game. They lost 3 in a row to the Kansas City Royals, like 2012, I want to say. And he's never been back to the playoffs. And it's just really unfortunate. You have to applaud his loyalty that he doesn't want to be traded. He thinks they're going to figure it out. And I'm like, you do realize Perry Manassian is still the general manager there. It's just a bad organization from the very, very top, Artie Moreno on down. And it's really unfortunate, sad, because their fan base is very strong. They get a ton of fans that show up at the stadium over there in Anaheim, regardless of how good the team is. They're kind of like the Cubs, good, bad, or indifferent. The fans are going to show up. So it really is unfortunate because it's a nice stadium and, you know, the fans deserve better. That's all I'll say. But tonight, the Dodgers got the best of this 16-30 team, 15-2 the final, 28-18 of the Dodgers, now 13-8 on the road. It all got started in the first with Shohei Ohtani walking. It was a nice at bat there. Didn't swing at bad pitches and got on base. Then a Mookie single, then a Freddie line drive, which was caught by the second baseman, and a Will Smith sac fly, which scored Ohtani and got them off to a good start because Soriano, that was the only hit he gave up for quite a while. I mean, he was cruising along, but then he just started walking people. And that 6th inning was just out of control. I mean, what happened there? He walked 5 guys. He hit 2, 5 in total, 3 in that inning. Sorry, 6 walks in total, not 5. He hit 2 guys, not including his catcher, who took one off of Will Smith's shoulder in the boys, and he did not enjoy that. He was like, every freaking night. And then you heard the F and the S and the this and the that. And I'm like, I get it, dude. It's got to be tough back there sometimes, but you're a catcher. There is a reason they call catcher's gear the tools of ignorance, right? Because it's brutal. It's just brutal back there. Brutal like the Yankees. Yes, I want to thank Roy for starting the show. Hey, Pete, don't forget to call out those POS Yankee fans who are now in second place. Followed it up with Yankees suck after losing to here's a quote from Old Chicken, losing to the lowly Mets today, 6-3. So yeah, where are the Yankee fans? Where are the trolls tonight? Yeah, you're not coming in after a 15-2 win for the Dodgers. I don't care if it is over the Angels. 15-2 is a butt whooping. That is a boat race bloodbath right there. The 6th inning was crazy. Started with a walk and then a hit by pitch, and then Logan O'Hoppe took one in the boys. And then Freddie walked, Pajas walked, Muncy walked, Teo got hit by a pitch at the plate, and then rounding second base after the Alex Call 2 RBI single, Teo got plunked again at second base, and the Dodgers plated 5 runs in that inning. So that's where everything turned in favor.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
You could say, because Robo was pretty good, that, you know, after that first run in the first inning, that could have been enough for them. But that 6th inning is where they built a comfortable lead, 6-1 at that point, and they really never looked back. Or would have been 6-0. They scored the 2 in the bottom of that inning to make it 6-2. Then the Dodgers put up 4 in the 8th and 5 in the 9th, 15-2 for their biggest output of the season there, beating Soriano, who is now 6-3. He started the season 6-0. He was absolutely on fire, front runner for the Cy Young, and has reeled off 3 losses in a row. He definitely has good stuff, but you can't walk 6 guys. He had the Beelzebub stat line tonight. 1 hit, 6 runs, 6 walks, 6 strikeouts. That's pretty crazy. We'll get to Robos tonight and the rest of the bullpen after the break. It's the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel. Don't forget to check out Travis Rogers Monday through Friday, the Locked On Daily Dodgers podcast, where he breaks down what's happening in the Dodger universe a little bit more in depth than we do here. And we will talk about Blake Snell coming up after the break as well, who's back on the IL. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, Travis Rogers Monday through Friday, an in-depth look as to what's going on in the Dodger universe if you need more. And I'm sure you Dodger fans always need more. We come on after the game and break it down. And Travis Rogers Monday through Friday. Check him out. In today's episode of Locked On Dodgers postcast brought to you by Rocket Money. Have you ever opened your bank account and said, how much is left? Where did all my cashish go? Well, you're not alone. I think you're probably in a very large group of people who feel that way on a regular basis because of subscriptions and bills and gasoline and, going to the grocery store and all of these things, entertainment, all of these things that cost more than they did, a couple years ago. That's where Rocket Money comes in, helping you take control of your finances all in one place. It tracks all of your subscriptions in one spot. It automatically categorizes your spending so you can actually see where your money is going, and it can help you set budgets and save money. Gives you alerts when things are starting to come up, like bills, so you don't miss your bills, which can cost you more money for paying late fees. So it's a big time financial help when it comes to saving money from overspending and putting money into your savings. So Rocket Money, it just makes everything feel more organized and gives you a clearer picture of your finances day to day. Rocket Money, a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel unwanted subscriptions and monitors your spending, helping you lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money, use the code Locked On. Again, rocketmoney.com/locked on, rocketmoney.com/locked on. Today's episode also brought to you by Indeed sponsored jobs, workplace chaos, deadline stacking up, inbox overflowing, and the one position that you have to fill is still sitting wide open. When the pressure's on and you need to hire the right person, this is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs. Indeed sponsored jobs helps you reach the people who actually fit the job you're looking for, the job you're looking to fill, with their skills, experience, and location, so you're not just hoping the right candidate stumbles across your post. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all of your boxes. Less stress, less time, more results. When you need the right person to cut through the chaos, this is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs. Just go to Indeed.com/podcast right now, and you'll get a $75 sponsored jobs credit. Indeed.com/podcast. Indeed sponsored jobs is what you're looking for there. Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? This is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs. All right, Dodgers lay it on the Angels in a big way, 15-2. Robleski was cruising along as he has been. Now 6-1. He went 6 innings. He did allow 7 hits. That was what was weird about the early few innings of this game. The Dodgers had just the 1 hit and scored the run on the sac fly in the first, but through the first 5 innings, it was 1-0, and the Angels had like 6 hits at that point. Robleski ended up giving up 7 in total, allowed 2 runs that came there in the bottom of the 6th inning. But other than that, he was in good shape. Only 1 walk, 5 Ks, 103 pitches. So it was all good. It continues to be, when you look at Robo on the schedule, I feel like we all are pretty low stress about him being out there just night after night. He continues to just bring those 2 pitches to the mound, and it's more than enough. He has simplified his routine. He's working fast. He's hitting spots. He's getting ahead. It's everything you want. Like it doesn't even seem like he's sweating or stressed. 17 of 26 first pitch strikes. It's not stellar like we had the other night. I can't remember who it was, but somebody a couple nights ago was 20 of 23 on first pitch strikes. Sheehan, he was absolutely on fire. So, with Blake Snell going back on the L because he has loose bodies in his elbow, or as the older guys used to call it, bone chips. I don't know when bone chips became loose bodies, but that's what they call it now. So he's going to have a quick little arthroscopic procedure to remove the quote loose bodies, and should be back right after the All-Star break. 1 start was all he got after returning to the field from early season shoulder fatigue. Can somebody please explain that to me? How do you have shoulder fatigue before the season starts? Did you get shoulder fatigue during spring training? If so, that's not smart. Like, how did they let that happen? I don't get that at all. Kind of comes back to the whole load management, roster management thing that the Dodgers do with their pitchers, that they just don't need all of these guys for an entire season, especially the veterans like Tyler Glasnow and Blake Snell. So I'm not saying he's faking the loose bodies, but that's probably the real injury. But the shoulder fatigue and overwork before the season start just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm sorry. If you could explain that to me, or maybe I'm missing something I don't understand. But that one was interesting because I'm like, wait, he just came back and now he's on the IL again. What was it? The same things? I had to go check because I didn't remember what he was on the IL for. Because he didn't start the season on the roster. So I went back and looked and I saw a shoulder fatigue. I was like, so it's not the same thing. It's a different injury now. So at least this one is fairly legit, and hopefully it's not a big deal, and will be back, after the All-Star break. But, the only question mark we're still dealing with, there's Roki Sasaki, who will start tomorrow. As for the bullpen, looked pretty good again. Blake Trienen, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, the rest 0, 17 pitches. Mills in there looking good. He walked 2, the rest 0s, got out of the 8th with 19 pitches. And then Barnes came in the 9th, gave up 1 hit, struck out 1 on 12 pitches to end the game. So Barnes is a guy that we don't really know all that well. Charlie Barnes, don't really believe he's going to be around all that much longer. But Mills is a guy that I think we could see a little bit more frequently. Wyatt Mills, a new name, 6'4", has got that submarine delivery, which I like because it just changes the eye line for the hitters. And those guys are always difficult to deal with. So we'll see how long those guys hang around, but they're taking care of business and getting the job done. And that's good to see, coming off a day yesterday when it was a bullpen day yesterday, because I think Snell was scheduled to start. So the Dodgers put up 6 runs yesterday and a shutout of the Angels, and then 15 today. So in this little winning streak, 21 and 9, 30 runs in this 4-game winning streak for the Dodgers. So that's good stuff there. But yesterday, a bullpen game. We didn't do the show yesterday. Sorry, I had other obligations. But bullpen, 2 for Klein, and then Enriquez, Trienen, Mills. Kyle Hurt looked good. Vesia gave up a hit but struck out the side. Dreyer, 2 Ks and a walk, and then Barnes came in to close it out again. 13 pitches, 1 walk. So anytime you can bust off a 6-0 shutout on a bullpen day, you have to feel good about that. So I think we're feeling pretty good about just about everything. I don't think we went through the entire lineup, did we? No, we didn't even get past Shohei Ohtani, player of the game. Just focusing on what makes you guys happy, that I tell you how great Shohei Ohtani is at every given drop of the hat, just so you don't think I'm a hater. Shohei Ohtani, great night tonight. 2 hits, 5 RBI, a triple. I don't know what they called the second one. Was that second one a double, or I think it was just a single that cleared the bases, although it might have been a double. But yeah, big night for him. Looked good at the plate. Hit last night. So I'm officially ready to say that Shohei Ohtani is out of a slump. He's back. Is he raking? Well, he was tonight. So 2 for 4, 5 RBI, 2-run score with a couple of walks. Mookie Betts. Oh, I forgot to mention Mookie Betts had a home run, his 4th of the season. Hit a changeup to left field, an 81-mile-an-hour changeup that didn't do much of anything, 366 feet. So he had a couple of hits as well. Freddie was 0 for. Will Smith, 1 for 2 with an RBI and a walk. Andy Pajes a hit after a big night last night, hitting a home run. Max Muncy hit. Teoscar had a hit. Alex Calla, 2 RBI single. The Teo single knocked in a couple as well. And Hesong was 0 for 4. So he didn't get a hit. I'm sure you guys are going to think that I'm calling him bad and throwing shade at Hesong, but he didn't have a hit. Sorry, not my fault. Freddie also, no hits. I'm not throwing hate. I'm just calling it like I see it. But Freddie's been hot. And the thing about him is he's been real consistent. So he has an off night. He's been hitting the ball hard. I'm not too terribly worried. You can tell a lot by looking at Freddie's face as to how it's going. And I feel like it's still going pretty good for him right now. Let's just hope they didn't tire themselves out too much tonight. And again, big tip of the cap to Dalton Rushing for hitting into that double play in the 9th inning to end the game for the Dodgers. 15-2, the final. One final comment from History Man on Mike Trout. Mike Trout is probably going to play out his contract with the Angels and then get on a team who's a contender, whether for a year or at the trade deadline with a ring with that team and then retire. That's fair. But, you know, he probably should have done it a while ago, History Man. I just feel I'm not alone. You guys are with me on this. True tragic figure in baseball terms, that is. The contract goes through 2030. What? Oh my God. He's going to be an old man by then. I don't even know how old is Mike Trout right now. Mid 30s. He was around when I was over there covering them. Where's, I should have put age. Sorry. Trout age 34. So that's another 4 years. He'll be 38. I mean, I guess he might have a couple more years, but he's an injury case. He's always getting hurt. So at 38, that's only going to get worse. So it's a fair point, History Man, but I just think that's just too long to play another 4 years in this disaster of an organization and then try to end up somewhere else to, get some sort of shot at playing in the postseason and winning a ring. Maybe he's a guy that plays to 41, 42. Who knows? He's a big, strong guy for sure. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But I just feel bad for him. Such a nice guy, really good guy. And you can't you can't criticize him for doing what he's doing. It's just sad. I don't know how else to describe it. It really is. I mean, it's noble, to say the least, that he's hanging in there with the team that drafted him. That's why I think he should have been gone a while ago. Again, it's 10 years since they've been in the playoffs. And he's been there through the whole thing. 10 years, not just since they've been in the playoffs, 10 years since they've had an above 500 record. I mean, it's just, it's unfathomable. You think they would stumble into a good season every now and then. It's like every now and then it's going to come around and you're going to like, oh, hey, we got a good group of youngsters, but they can't ever find any pitchers. So it doesn't really matter how good your hitters are and your fielders are if you pitchers are just garbage. And that's always their problem. Their pitching staff is always garbage. They might have one guy, but they never have any depth, any length. It's just, it is a tire fire, to say the least. That's going to do it for us here, the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel. 15-2, the final tonight. Back at it tomorrow, a 1:00 start, 1:10, I believe, to look for the sweep over the Halos. And look, I would love to get a sweep because let's not forget last year, the last time the Dodgers and Angels met, inexplicably, the Halos swept the Dodgers in Anaheim. So the Dodgers need to return the favor and wrap up a sweep tomorrow. Roki Sasaki will take on Grayson Rodriguez. Again, first pitch 1:07, and we'll be here to break it down when it is over. I am Pete Fox. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Appreciate the comments. We will talk tomorrow. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Go Dodgers.